Hi everybody, David here from Living Tech. Thanks for joining me. So, it's here. Boom! It's the Fodavil C220 light. It's a 220 watt chip on board light from Pixel. It's a studio light. Comes with its own power supply, its own remote control, its Bowens mount, 66,000 lux at 0.5 meters. Anyway, a bunch of specs that are very impressive, CRI 97 plus. And so I'm excited about it because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get a light this powerful. I wasn't willing to pay what it costs from alternative manufacturers of lights like this. And when I saw this light with specs that exceed those lights from alternate manufacturers, I was pretty psyched, honestly. So I'm going to review it now by saying this meets and in fact exceeds every expectation I had from this light. I did buy the light from Amazon. It cost $449 US. And if you hang around to later on when I show examples, I think you'll be pretty impressed by the sheer luminosity, like in a pitch black evening. So I do have a couple of examples of that. I find the quality of this light exceptional as far as the color temperatures. When I set my other Pixel lights for 5600, I can say that this matches them perfectly. Using this light in combination with other manufacturers' lights and comparing the color temperatures, I have not done. But really, it's the strength of this light that sold me on it. The fact that I can remote control it along with all of my other lights in the same or different groups was the big selling point for me. I just really like being able to sit where I'm actually doing the recording and modify the lights, sort of in real time. I use a monitor so I can see what the video will look like as it's being recorded. So anyway, I didn't want you to have to wait until the end to hear what my opinion is on this. In summary, there's nothing bad I can say about this light. It's everything great I can say about the light. Stick around if you'd like to see the unboxing, the setup, and examples of this light in use. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like this video, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to give this light a try, I've left a link for it in the description below. On my camera, I have the ISO value set to auto, and this automatically compensates for changes in brightness. The light is getting significantly brighter from 1% to 100%. You can't fully appreciate that here because the sensitivity of the sensor is changing because of this auto ISO, but suffice it to say that the 100% is significantly brighter than the 1% settings here. The button on the bottom left is the group button. Each time you depress that button, it changes to the next group letter. The light can be assigned to any one of group A to F, and changing the value of one light in the group changes all of the rest of them. The second button from the bottom left allows you to cycle the luminosity of all lights in the group from 0%, which is off, to 1%, to 25, to 50, to 75, to 100, back to 0%. The third button from the left allows you to change from your group, which is group F in this case, to any of the other groups, and to then be able to control any lights in those other groups using this lights control panel. Because I've got group A selected, I'm not actually controlling the studio light, I'm controlling the surrounding lights. And now I have group F selected, so once again the dial is controlling the studio light, not the surrounding lights. In case there's wireless interference on your channel, you can use the bottom right button in combination with the scroll dial to change to a different wireless channel. An internal fan automatically activates in the case that the light is getting too warm, but you can also manually activate the fan by pushing and holding the button in the middle of the scroll dial. While I found the fan not to be overly loud, if you have an audio sensitive recording, you might want to start with a cool light. A spring lock on the DC input connector prevents it from pulling out inadvertently. The Bowens mount locking mechanism is super easy to operate. Here's a clip using the remote to control the studio light. Just ignore that the remote says 5400 Kelvin. Remember that this remote controls all of the different lights from Pixel, including those with varying color temperature. Here's a clip outside in the dark going from 0% to 1% luminosity. You can see that that's quite a throw, and again, that's only at 1%. Now I'm increasing it to 100% gradually. I'll just give you a final example of how I use this light. This is a dark room. I have a bunch of lights in the room, but they're all of different color temperature. And so I turned all the lights off. It was black. I turned this on, and this was the sole light source for the room. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks again for joining me. If you like this video, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.